Honestly, this does not surprise me at all. I was actually wondering this at one point myself as I was watching Dark Phoenix. It really did seem like in a lot of ways there was like two movies that were being cut and crammed together in a lot of ways. And this obviously resulted in what seemed like terrible writing and terrible editing in the movie. And honestly, this sucks. This really sucks because these studios continue to do stupid things like this to these types of movies where, it could have honestly had ended up becoming a great movie, but because of the nonsense of the studios, we got this instead, which obviously is not good. I mean, it ended the X-Men saga on a bad note, which isn't good at all. But at the same time, who knows? Maybe Fox had some sort of deal where they had to wrap things up or something, and they were just like, okay, we gotta get this out there or something. I don't know. Anyway. So Dark Phoenix was reportedly meant to be two movies, but Fox changed their mind. Dark Phoenix was originally going to be a two-part film, but Fox changed his mind. Simon Kinberg's directorial debut gave the studio a second chance at adapting Chris Claremont's iconic The Dark Phoenix comic book narrative following the critically panned X-Men The Last Stand. Sadly, fans are less than impressed with the contemporary retelling evidenced by the bad reviews and disappointing box office performance. Well, I'm sure those are just trolls. Those are probably just trolls on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, just doing what they can to tear down the movie, because after all, it has a female lead, right? So it's probably just a bunch of misogynistic trolls. It's no secret that Dark Phoenix had a tumultuous production. The film's release was delayed multiple times as it underwent fairly extensive reshoots, including reworking its whole third act after its ending was supposedly too similar to another recent superhero film now known as Captain America Civil War. It was also caught in the middle of a major transition, with Disney acquiring Fox's TV movie assets. Despite principal photography starting long before the buyout process began, there was still confusion regarding how to go into the project. Let's see. So yeah, aside from Dark Phoenix supposedly being a two-parter similar to the setup of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, it sounds like adapting the Dark Phoenix saga was an afterthought as well. It's unclear if Kinberg was keen on tackling the story again prior to Fox's decision to condense his narrative to be a one-off, but based on the report, it seems like they decided on doing it again because it didn't break continuity. Perhaps the story was always meant to be retold, but not this rushed. And for most viewers, this was the problem. It didn't feel like they have earned the right to do this massive arc because it hadn't been that long since this iteration of Jean Grey was introduced. The two-film format explains why Kinberg said that the original Dark Phoenix ending would have seen the team split into two, because they would have still had another film that would have hopefully resolved this conflict. It would have been odd if the X-Men franchise wrapped up with a lingering rift between the members, the same way Civil War ended. Anyway, so yeah. This doesn't surprise me. This doesn't surprise me that this happened, which is a real shame, because I actually was really hoping that I would enjoy the Dark Phoenix movie. Because, I actually really do enjoy the X-Men franchise, and the majority of their films I really enjoy a lot and I really like. So I was hoping that the ending of this era of X-Men would have ended on a high note, because who knows what's going to happen when Disney starts messing around with the X-Men. I could see Disney. I'm pretty much going to call it out right now. I really think that Disney is going to push identity politics so hard with X-Men, because on one hand, X-Men really is just ripe for that type of stuff. I'm not saying that I don't think that Fox has done a bad job with that with the X-Men movies, except for like Mystique's line and Dark Phoenix, but that's pretty much the only like woke element there's ever been in the X-Men movies. All the other ones have been pretty great as far as that goes, but the X-Men as a story always has kind of that. It's just an open invitation for SJWs to come in and just infect it and just basically twist it with their identity politics. And I think that is what's going to happen with X-Men under Disney, which is a shame, which is a big shame, but I guess it is what it is, It's just sad. It's just sad. At least we have a majority of X-Men movies that are good or decent or whatever. So anyway, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this? What do you think about the story? And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.